Okay, so the first question. During his tenure as Minister of Finance, Peter Phillips said that we would have to live within our means. How do you reconcile what he said then? And either of you can answer what he said then versus what he's saying now about deficit financing to fund a $70 billion budget.
Well, where do I start? The statement, and thank you for your question, is one of the clearest reflections of the irresponsibility of the manifesto put forward by the PNP and its total lack of credibility, because it's quite clear not only that they are confused in terms of what they're putting forward to the Jamaican people, but it's quite clear that they have not thought it out. Because either it is that they are going to destroy the economy and all of the gains that we have made, or it is that they are simply trying to trick people in order to get their vote. And if they're trying to trick people in order to get their vote, they should not be voted for. And if they're trying to destroy the economy, then they should not be voted for. So the one clear conclusion that I come from when I listen to what has been said about their planned budget and about the funding of their manifesto is that it does not justify any reasonable Jamaican giving them their vote if they are interested and truly love their country. Because both the PNP and the JLP governments have worked hard to rebuild our economy. Everyone has contributed. Jamaicans have made sacrifices. Jamaican workers have made sacrifices. And if you are going to throw all of that away, especially in circumstances where you know that we're heading into economic downturn or challenges because of COVID, to say so is just another level of irresponsibility that I can only call desperate. And this is if you even take that 70 billion as a set figure, because we've heard 70 billion, we've heard 50 billion from Peter Bunting, who also said that, you know, it was Damien and Mark who did the calculations and he wasn't quite sure. And then on another occasion, he said 50 billion. And I understand that even up to today, there's a whole new set of funding possibilities that have been put on that are absolutely, I mean, they just lack credibility in their entirety. When the PNP speaks about use of discretionary financing, what they don't tell you is that the discretionary part of the budget is actually not so discretionary. It not only covers salaries, but it covers and salaries for our workers, all our public sector workers at every level and in every ministry, department, and agency. But that's where you get the money from to support the maintenance of police vehicles, our fire trucks, our garbage trucks, to come and collect your garbage. It's where we find the money to pay for PATH. It's where we find the money to pay for school feeding programs and to pay the schools, the per student contribution that is made at the primary, secondary, and early childhood levels. That is the money that actually pays for hospitals, pays for the medication that is provided by NHF and that's provided in the hospitals to take care of you, the food that you're able to receive in a hospital. These are the things that they are referring to when they say, oh, there's discretionary funding and we will reprioritize. Where will you reprioritize? And that is why I think that they are absolutely, I mean, I'm trying to find a word that's not, you know, too horrible, because I am truly disappointed that a government, or rather that a party that is seeking government in 2020 modern Jamaica would come with this kind of promises and throw out to people words like deficit financing and discretionary budget, knowing that what that's masking is more debt that we've been trying to pay off so that we can use those funds to give more better services to the Jamaican people. And and discretionary funding masking that this is important funding for critical government services. It's not that discretionary, and there is no money lying around. And taking more money from NHT, PATH isn't even a fund. Chase is not a separate fund anymore. It's already been de-earmarked. It's almost like they've just woken up and come up with a grand idea, and they're going to try and sell it and see if they get some votes. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible and unacceptable to bring that to the Jamaican people in 2020. I feel very badly about it for them.
Thank you, Minister. I was just about to ask another question in relation to PATH and NHT, because the chief architect of the PNP's manifesto, Damian Crawford, was on Nationwide, and he said that the money to fund their manifesto would come from Chase and PATH and the NHT. You have partially responded to that, but could you shed some light on why those areas would not be, have the capacity to fund a $70 billion manifesto, given that it may even increase at this point?
I hope that, we forgot to apologize for Minister Clark. As you know, he's on the ground in his constituency, and he sent apologies because he had a matter that he needed to deal with. And I'm sure he'll have an opportunity to give more details. But NHT needs to build houses. And this is, again, another reason that we say that the PNP does not understand management, and they don't understand what is necessary to translate an idea into reality. Some people don't recall, that the NHDC was run into the ground by the PNP. We reorganized it and created the HAJ and in 2011. And it started to build houses again. PNP, when they took office in 2012, ran it into the ground again by 2016. And we had to again reorganize it so that it could again start to build houses and offer the services that it does. The NHT also has to be managed better, and it has been under a Jamaica Labour Party government. If we start taking out money, then it will not be able to deliver on the housing solutions which we propose. We already have said that the number that they have put forward is absolutely incredible. They couldn't even do 8,000 housing starts, and we have done 20,000. Where is this 130,000 coming from? It is not credible. And then on top of it, they're saying they're going to take money out. It's the same thing with PATH. PATH is not a fund. PATH is not a discrete fund. And are they saying that they would cut the budget for PATH? Because they have also said that they're going to increase PATH by 50%. How are you going to increase PATH by 50% and use PATH money to fund what you have said is your subsidy plan? Either or either, and neither actually works. They have also said they're going to take money from the Universal Access Fund, if I heard correctly. How does that work if you're talking about bringing universal access to internet? That is the main source of funds that's not in the consolidated fund that can bring internet infrastructure, can support the government in rolling out free Wi-Fi to our town centers and to our community access points, as we plan to do. How are you going to do that if you're taking billions of dollars from the fund? Because it already has challenges with the move from regular phone termination charges to use of data. It is as if they just really have not thought about what they can do, what is reasonable, what is credible, and what the Jamaican people should be able to believe and trust in them. The promises they have made are absolutely, absolutely infeasible. They are not believable, and the Jamaican people should really ask them some tough questions and should think not once, not twice, not 3 times, but they don't deserve their vote with this plan. They really don't.